We're live. Welcome to the first ever Mach 10 radio broadcast. This is pretty cool.
Very cool.
All right, so should we do our intro before we get going?
Yeah.
All right, everybody, welcome to the show. So today, what are we going to do today? We're going to tell everybody who we are, what our background is, what this whole Mach 10 thing is about, right?
Yep.
So let's get it kicked off. Ben, you are the creator of Mach 10. So tell us a little bit about where it came from, origin story.
Well, origin is just doing cool stuff, creating opportunity for everybody we know and love, lifting people up, creating a sustainable business that's going to offer us the opportunity to just have fun and continue to do cool things.
We love cool things, right? Like doing cool shit is sort of our motto.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. People have said, where did Mach 10 come from? And why did you call it Mach 10? So if you were to answer that question, what would you tell people?
Yeah, good question. It's been years in the making, I guess, kind of just simmering in the background, lifting people up, just creating opportunity, allowing people to be themselves, empower and educate people, and just be a part of something bigger than just ourselves, something that we can all be a part of. And once we all are pulling in the same direction, it just leads to great things.
I think once upon a time you told me it was about get out of bed, light your hair on fire, go Mach 10, right? Like speed up. This isn't for people that just want to be passive. This is for people who want to get up and go, who have drive and ambition, and they want to do cool shit.
Yeah, it's not for the couch potatoes. Yep. It's getting up early. It's sometimes staying up late. It's working throughout the day, doing fun things. And at the end of the day, just, getting stuff done and doing things that are fun and encouraging and empowering and inspirational. That's kind of the motivated action that you and I have is something that is contagious.
It's true, right? If it feels good, then it's gotta be the right thing. There's nothing wrong with that. So what have we got going on? I think it would be interesting to let everybody know what we're up to, because it's not a small group of things. I think it's my mom that says, okay, like, do you have another path yet? Like, what have you come up with today? And it's just this constant evolution of finding stuff that feels good and that we want to work on. So tell the people that are watching this what it is we're working on.
Yeah, well, I guess it kind of started out with coffee. It's transformed into energy drinks. It's morphed into the aviation world with Mach 10 Aviation. So teaching people how to fly in Phoenix is a part of the Mach 10 family. Mach 10 Radio is just a place to advertise our and reach out to people and give them a platform to share what they're doing, the cool stuff other people are doing. So we're advertising other people's cool stuff. We're getting it out there to share with other people. So we're going to highlight cool people doing cool things. And the real estate aspect of it is so cool because it's a passion of ours at Mach 10, the whole group, to see people do well in real estate and business opportunities. And there's just so much opportunity out there for people to get involved in something they like. So building the Mach 10 group.
Totally. I think one of my favorite things about working with you on anything is that you're so driven by passion and that, like, that pun intended, that jet fuel just like gets people going. And so it's also like from such a selfless place. Often when you're talking about what it is we're up to or what we're going to do next, it comes from, how can I connect people? How can I make an impact? How can I make a difference? And then if it feels good and it falls into that, like, we do cool shit category, then it's no holds barred, get up and go, which I think is really special. Not everybody comes from like a selfless place of passion to begin with. So from your background, would you say that that was something that you've always had? Did you learn that? Where did you dive into wanting to connect people and work on a network?
Definitely being a team player in sports growing up. That's always been a passion of mine. I'm a member of, a big family, and we all take care of each other. And I think inclusion is just a huge thing that's been important to me my entire life. So just including the people you love in your life and let them, do some cool things with you and create some opportunities for other people to just get empowered and inspired to be a part of something. And I love inclusion. So I just want everybody to have a chance to be involved with us that wants to be. That's why I think we have so many outlets that doing cool things. What's your favorite thing that Mach 10 is doing in general for you? What gets you most inspired?
Okay, I've got two. Can I have two? I have two. Okay, so first, this radio show, the show we're doing, I cannot tell you how hyped up I am right now. I feel like really, really Mach 10 about it.
Yeah.
Finding this platform, we've talked a lot about what we want this platform to be, and bringing people on, inviting like our business friends, our real estate friends, our entrepreneur friends, our family, our people like athletes and people that are into motorcycles or people that are into aviation, just to have cool conversations about people doing cool things, because more than anything, like everything else burns, right? But people and relationships, those things last forever, and those are the connectors, those are the Lincoln logs, if you will, of what builds everybody up. And we don't get anywhere in this life without knowing somebody. Very, very, very rarely do we get to do something on our own. So I am 10 out of 10, all the dentists on Mach 10 Radio. And then Mach 10 Energy, I'm pretty damn excited about. I had one of these 20 minutes ago, so I might also be a little amped right now. To be fair, I had an afterburner.
I was going to ask if that was the afterburner
Yeah.
version. Yeah.
I had the afterburner. So it's the signature cocktail. I'll actually put it in a third down here, the recipe, so people could, well, I guess they can't have it yet, but it's coming soon. And so I'm so excited about that. And from like the tiny focus groups, like the tiny little focus groups we've had of people trying the products, the coffee and the energy drink, it has been nothing but the greatest feedback, the most excitement. And so it's that self-perpetuating cycle. Like they get excited, so I get more excited. And when I get more excited, you get excited. When you get excited, I get more excited. And then really cool stuff continues to happen. So I feel like maybe I'm buzzing right now.
Yep. That's
what
fair.
What have you been most excited about?
I guess, well, the energy drink is, I think, one of the most vibrant energy aspects of what gets people hyped up, because we've been walking around with the energy drinks and stuff, and people have been asking about it. Hey, what's in your hand? I mean, completely unsolicited, totally out of the blue.
Right? Like, what is that? I want one.
Yeah. So that's been the biggest response so far. I love the coffee, and it's kind of out in the family, and it's kind of out to friends. And I feel like that's really cool how other people really like the taste of it.
Yeah.
That's kind of surprised me a little bit how many people have commented they really like the taste. So that's cool.
But that was your mission, right? Like you set out to make a blend that everybody was going to like. It wasn't like, let me make it so powerful that it's going to knock your socks off, or too meek or too mild so that it was going to be too timid. Like you really, when you were in there developing the palette for it, the profile for it, your goal was, let me get something that everybody's going to love.
Yeah, Kenny, our roaster, really did a great job of that. He gets a lot of the credit. So he knows the business. He knew what to add.
He had the special sauce.
Yeah.
But it's cool, right? Like my mom loves it, but my niece loves it. My brother's best friend loves it, and your friends love it. And not one person has been like, yeah, it's not really my cup of tea, my cup of coffee. Everybody's really, really enjoyed it. And totally black or done in a French press or a what are those fancy things people do? A pour over. However you take it, people are really into it. So I'm excited to see where that goes too, because I feel like the sky is the limit. And we've got some goals in the coffee game. We have some goals in the energy drink game. We're gonna come for you, Red Bull.
Yep. Whether it's a event or a hotel or an airplane, you're gonna see Mach 10 somewhere.
It's gonna be freaking everywhere. So y'all just better get ready for it. 10 minutes and 21 seconds in, we're coming for Red Bull. Like that just is what it is. And I was watching something today. Oh, it was the Red Bull Fiesta Bowl. Did you know they were sponsoring the Fiesta Bowl?
No, I didn't see that.
Okay, listen, new goal. Sponsor a bowl game.
Yeah, love it.
If they have the Fiesta Bowl, we might need to take like the Orange Bowl or the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
Right? We can't have any of those like lower tiered.
No.
Toilet bowl.
No
toilet bowl games for us. We need something in the BCS championship area. So that would be sick. And also I saw that crypto.com was sponsoring the Oscars.
Oh, I didn't see that either. Wow.
Crypto is sponsoring the Oscars on Sunday.
I would not have thought that. I mean,
who would?
Yeah.
That's something we haven't even talked about, but we can get into crypto in future episodes and shows down the road. But we can have a whole field day of conversation about cryptocurrency and what we like about it and where we stand on it and all that good stuff. But they are crypto.com sponsoring the Oscars.
Wow.
So you got them sponsoring. They did naming rights for that stadium in LA, right?
Yeah, huge naming rights. Took it away from Staples Center. Yeah, that was big.
I mean, and then they had the coolest ad for the Super Bowl, which is that bouncing QR code.
Oh yeah, it went for like a minute, right? With nothing. Nobody knew what it was for until like the last 5 seconds or something.
And like get onto Coinbase. It is coming. This stuff is coming, and we're on the forefront of it. You've been dabbling from a longer time, or at least knowledgeable about it more than I have. I'm slowly trickling into it, but it's pretty cool. So I don't know, maybe a few years down the road it will be Mach 10 sponsoring the Oscars.
Nice. I love that.
In the meantime, we're just
over the Oscars.
Oh yeah. Like as celebs are walking down the red carpet, we just have daredevils on ramps. We're just gonna kick it into gear.
Couple airplanes flying inverted over the top of the Oscar.
It's just like such a Top Gun moment. Somebody's like, permission to buzz the celebrities. Like, negative Ghost Rider. The pattern is full. Just zoom right across. That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So for anybody and everybody that is watching this in the future, we want this to be an open forum platform for cool people to come on and have conversations with us too. So if you're interested in talking, throw a comment in the comments or reach out to us anywhere, and we'll have you on the show because we're going to have some awesome conversations. Also, if you are remotely connected to anything in distribution for coffee or energy drinks, we're people helping people. We want your connections.
Yep.
Fun facts.
We're getting out there. We want to be in Japan. We want to be in Germany. We want to be in Costa Rica, and
all over Mexico.
Yeah, we have a guy. We're going to talk to a guy that might be able to get us into Costa Rica in a few minutes. I think he's going to be joining us in a couple minutes, right?
I hope so. We'll see if he wants to jump on and have a chat with us. If not, we'll just keep talking about the cool stuff we've got coming down the pike. Also, all over Mexico. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
We're fans. I'm a fan. You're a fan. Justin's a fan. Feels like it's a good place to go and super close.
Yep, easy. The neighbor's place. We'll take our coffee and drinks to the neighbors.
I feel
it just seems like a friendly thing to do.
It is a friendly thing to do. We're gonna take him to Fernando and Carlos that did the COVID tests.
Yeah.
He'd be so pumped.
Yeah.
Could you just imagine? You already know that he is well connected. Him and his brother. They'll take him to that buffet that he went to, and they'll just have a good time. So this is our first time doing a live show, especially on this platform. So I'm going to be super curious to see if we get our guest to come on. If he does, that would be awesome. So we'll see what happens. In the meantime, who are your dream guests? Who do you want to see? Who do you want to have come on and have conversations with us?
Dream guests. Yeah, I've been thinking about this a lot lately. I mean, initially it's just like kind of industry leaders on like some of the cool stuff we're doing. So some real estate friends that are doing like the Selling Sunset stuff in Newport Beach, because we're kind of connected to the Newport Beach, Laguna Beach real estate market. So that's fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Interesting people there.
I think I have a dream guest would be Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
Also, I've always wanted to be on the Jimmy Fallon show.
Really?
Totally. I want to go play a game with Jimmy Fallon. Oh my gosh. They used to play a game called Box of Lies. It was incredible. They would have 9 boxes, and inside those boxes would be some random object. It would be like a G.I. Joe inside Jell-O, right? And then you have to either tell the truth or lie to the other person about what's in their box. Our guest is here.
Nice.
Justin, you're here. I'm going to bring you into this stream.
How's it going, guys?
Hey, Justin. We can't see you, but I can hear you.
There you go. Is that working
there
out?
He is. There he is.
Nice.
Fantastic in here.
Your lighting is fantastic, and so is your mustache. What is happening? That is so cool.
I shaved it off about a year ago. It came right back, so I just quit trying to fight it.
Don't fight it, man. Let that thing ride. That's sick.
Yep.
Let's go with it.
Signature badass. That's what they call it. I mean, when you're riding a Harley and you got that mustache, I mean, they just move. The traffic just parts for you. I've heard.
It's like every highway is the Red Sea, and I'm Moses.
Yes. Oh, that's awesome.
Just your fast pass to life.
That's right.
That's awesome.
We're honored to have you as the very first guest of Mach 10 Radio. So thank you so much for joining us.
I am honored. I'm honored for the invitation.
It's very cool.
So we were just talking about like our worldwide distribution rights for Mach 10. We figured, we want it in all these different countries, but who better than to have you introduce us to like Costa Rica?
Oh, that's a good spot.
What's your connection to Costa Rica?
Oh, well, I've been there a bunch of times, but I recently, Ben and I actually spent some time down in Mexico last year. And then from Mexico, I took off and drove my truck south and ended up down in Costa Rica and in Panama. So I spent a bunch of time just cruising around in Costa Rica and kind of road tripping. I had my girlfriend and some friends along and surfing, scuba diving, meeting and greeting.
That's rough.
I know, it was a tough life.
Now you're back to the grind.
Where was the best surfing that you saw down there? What, like from Cabo going south, where do you have the most fun?
Well, I think the most fun was probably in Nicaragua, just because at the time there was almost no crowds anywhere because, this COVID pandemic was happening. So the borders, like Nicaragua, was almost impossible to get a flight in there. So I had all these great surf spots to myself pretty much, or with just a few buddies who I met along the way. And I actually was trying to get down to Costa Rica, but the land border, once I crossed into Nicaragua, the land border to cross into Costa Rica was closed. So I actually ended up stuck there in Nicaragua for about 3 months. So I got pretty familiar with Nicaragua pretty quick.
I bet.
Yeah, and it actually ended up being a great trip.
And could you cross back into Mexico easily, or was that kind of landlocked as well? Like once you go down, you don't really come back out?
You mean going back north into Mexico?
Yeah. Did you bounce back and forth quite a bit, or just once you're in Nicaragua, you just kind of camped out there?
Oh, no. To the trip. I left one time or maybe twice and just flew out and then flew back to pick up the truck and continue going on.
Okay. Nice.
It was pretty cool cruising down. They kind of call it the Gringo Trail all the way south down through into South America. At the time, during COVID, there was nobody else doing it. I was the first person that a lot of people had seen in a long time that were kind of cruising through on a road trip, because logistically it was kind of tough crossing borders and nobody knew what the restrictions were or what was open and what was closed or where to get your COVID tests at or if they would even let you in. So it was pretty interesting, a little lonely sometimes, but always met some nice people along the way.
Yeah, that's what's best about there. I think I haven't been down that far, but just the people in Mexico are the same way. It's just such good people.
As soon as you get south of the border, it's a totally different world.
It's totally a different world. And
Yeah,
it just feels like everybody's so hesitant, right? Like they don't want to go, they don't want to travel. And it's like, hold on a second. These are some of the best people you're ever going to meet. They're so kind, totally. So helpful. Love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it gets such a bad rap because we're so engrossed with whatever the media gives us here in the States, right?
Yeah.
So all we hear is all the bad stuff, and then you get down there and you realize,
wait a second, none of this is real.
Yeah, like nothing that I've been told about the dangers and safety issues is actually real, as long as you use a little common sense. It's like life. Common sense goes a long way.
Well, and the same thing is true in the States, right? Like if I'm an asshole to someone here, like I'm putting myself in just as much danger as I would be anywhere else.
Oh yeah, 100%. Where are you at?
I'm in Arizona.
Oh, they hate assholes in Arizona.
They really do, but it's not exclusive to us. They hate assholes pretty much everywhere, right? Like, don't be a dick. Like, just be nice. Don't be a dick.
That's true. That's my religion. Don't be a dick.
We have said for months now, we're going to make a shirt that says "Don't be a dick" and just start passing them out to people.
I'd wear it.
Listen, you're the first guest. We'll get you the first shirt.
Oh man, the
Where
honors
did you start?
Are flowing.
Where did you start surfing?
I started in California. I moved to California from Florida when I was like 5 or 6 years old, and then we were hanging out at the beach all the time. I started just bodyboarding. My dad would push me into waves, and then saw everybody started surfing, so I thought I'd give that a shot, and it took me forever to learn how to do it, and I'm still doing it now, and I'm kind of obsessed.
Okay. So
have you ever been sponsored?
No, definitely not. Oh. I'm not that good.
Yeah, he is. He's definitely that good.
I'm sponsored by Alaska Airlines.
One of these days you're gonna be sponsored by Mach 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
I'll throw all the stickers all over everything.
That would look sick on a board.
Yeah.
So where are your surfing bucket list spots? Where do you want to go?
Oh man, that's a good question. I don't know. I've hit a lot of them already. Getting ready to go back down to Nicaragua and Costa Rica. So there's a spot in Costa Rica called Witches Rock. That's a very famous spot, and it's kind of hard to access. It's in kind of a national park area, so you have to access it by a boat or on 4x4 trip down to the beach. And I took a boat there last year, but it was small. It wasn't that good, so I'm going to go back this year and try to get it again. So I have the bucket list at the moment.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's, if you're familiar, it's pretty close to Tamarindo. It's to the north of Tamarindo, so in the Guanacaste province down there.
How would you compare the surfing in like Sayulita or Cabo compared to Puerto Escondido and Tamarindo?
I would compare the two. They're almost incomparable. Maybe like a newborn kitten and a Bengal tiger. Cabo and Sayulita is very mellow, low consequence, fun type surfing. There's some great waves up there. North of Mazatlan as well, great waves up there. But as you move further south, you get some more exposure to the southern breaks and some really, really heavy waves that break on beaches down there. So they're kind of two totally different animals.
So I could break my neck in 3 seconds south of like Puerto Vallarta.
You'd last at least 10, Ben.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot of faith in me. I don't know.
That's pretty good.
I've seen your skills, man. You're natural.
On a wave or a bull, 10 seconds pretty legit. Have you done
I think 10 seconds on a bull is extra credit.
Definitely extra credit. That's when you get like the big buckles.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you been to the North Shore of Oahu?
I have, but I've never surfed over there.
Okay.
It's pretty intimidating, I think, for me. Just because there's so many crowds and everybody's going there to surf. And the waves are really heavy.
Yeah.
And I prefer I prefer going out with fewer people.
Yeah. Nicaragua, 3 months at a time. Beaches all to yourself.
3 months at a time, just short trips.
Just a flash in the pan.
Yeah, exactly. Have you ever been down there?
No, never been. I've only really explored Mexico for the really gotten into the country for the first time this year, and it's been incredible. It's been a blast. And now there's just a lot of different places on the bucket list of places to go.
Awesome. What was your favorite part of Mexico?
That's like such a loaded question because there have been incredible things in each spot. There was a bike ride out in Puerto Vallarta that I loved. 7 hours just cruising around on a motorcycle. You can't beat that. We saw some really remarkable things.
Absolutely.
One of my favorite towns I've seen so far is Todos Santos, and that was when we were out in Cabo. And then Mazatlan was such an adventure because we had no idea what we were going to do. So it was, let's go to a soccer match, and then let's rent a scooter, and then, hey, let's go find a place to watch the Super Bowl. And so it was just, everything was up in the air, and it was all fly by the seat of our pants. And so it was a blast. That was a really fun trip.
That's the best way to do it.
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. It was never really sure what we were going to do next. We went on the craziest booze cruise I've ever seen, ever been on. It started off so timid and docile, and I thought, like, these people are going to just be the most boring, most tame. What is happening? And then it's like they all flipped a switch. Someone said bienvenidos, and it was just like, let's party. And the drinks were going. The boat was literally rocking on the waves. These people did not sit down. They were dancing their asses off. They were slipping and sliding all over the plastic roof because all the drinks were going everywhere. The live band was bananas. It was the greatest club I've ever been to.
On a boat.
On a boat.
That's so good.
It was quite something. So I don't know. I think so far all of it's been incredible. Makes me want to poke into the country a little bit more. I want to get into like the middle of it.
Oh yeah, there's some real gems in there.
Yeah.
You spent some time in Morelia with the butterflies. Tell us about that.
Oh yeah, so there's a huge monarch butterfly migration, and they all end up down in Morelia, and it's pretty interesting if you're not familiar with it. I guess it takes a couple of generations of butterflies just to make it back down, or to make it up, and then they can make it all the way back down in one shot. Or maybe I have that backwards. Anyway, they're pretty amazing creatures, and they all flock to this one area in central Michoacan in this forest. And they're supposed to arrive there, I believe, in November. So we were there in November, but they were a little late this year, so we only saw a few. It wasn't what I was hoping for, but it's still kind of an adventure, just cruising around searching for them. But it's like up in the mountains in Michoacan, which is southeast from Puerto Vallarta, kind of quite a ways. It takes a long time to get
miles, right?
Mexico. What's that?
They travel hundreds of miles, right? I mean,
thousands,
it's like
all the way from the States.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's unbelievable. And they don't really live that long, so for them to travel that far in such a, short time frame.
Yeah, so that's cool. So we went up there. We stayed with another mutual acquaintance. He and I stayed in this town called Lago Pátzcuaro, which is a city where the movie Coco is based on. We were up there for Dia de los Muertos, which was a pretty special experience, kind of one of the existential experiences during the trip, where you see this culture. They have a totally different appreciation for their family members that have passed on, and that was really special. And then into Morelia is a great colonial town. This center of Mexico, especially up in the mountains, and then once you get down into Oaxaca, the diversity of culture and food and music and people it's so vast. It's like the States. We have so many different little pockets in the United States. It's the same there, except it's kind of north to south.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Do you prefer the West Coast or the East Coast of Mexico? Do you like Cancun better, or do you like Puerto Vallarta better?
I like that West Coast more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The people in the beaches, or both?
Say that again.
The people in the beaches, or both?
I think mostly I'm more drawn to the West Coast because the weather's a little more mild, I guess, compared to all the humidity you get over on the East Coast, and there's surf on the West Coast. There's not really on the East.
Yeah.
However, I haven't spent much time out in like Quintana Roo or like Merida, that area. I haven't spent much time over there, so maybe my mind could be changed.
You just need a quick trip.
Yeah.
How was Panama?
Panama is great in some aspects. However, we got it kind of in a crummy time. COVID was, they had a lot of restrictions down there, and I think they were struggling at the time we were there. So up on the Caribbean side there, which is the north side of Panama, there's a place called Bocas del Toro, which is great for surfing at a certain time of year, and then another time of year it's really flat and great for scuba diving. So we were there during the diving time, so we got to do a bunch of diving at wrecks and reefs and did some cave dives and all sorts of fun stuff there. Definitely had a pretty crazy encounter with I guess a herd of cows that were running down the road.
How do you have a crazy encounter with a herd of cows?
This is a great question.
Interested.
I'm not really sure how it happened, but I do know I came out a little bloody on the other side. But
were you recreating your own like running of the bulls?
Oh, it was very similar to that. We have video. My girlfriend made a video compilation of this experience, and it shows us on these bicycles. We rented electric bicycles, and these cows were kind of running down the road, and they go around the corner. I tried to pass them, and they kind of freaked out. So I backed off a little bit. And then I came around a corner, and they had all stopped, and one turned around and charged us, and it knocked me off my bicycle.
Oh my gosh.
And like chased my girlfriend up into the forest. And just the day before, they're saying, try to stay on the roads because we have the fer-de-lance snakes down here, which is like one of the most poisonous snakes in the world. So she's in this bamboo forest, like thinking she's going to get either bit by a fer-de-lance or trampled by this herd of cows. And meanwhile, I'm throwing like anything I can find, coconut husks or pieces of bamboo at this cow, and like yelling at it, like, follow me. So she could get away, and it turned into this whole thing. But I got pretty roughed up by this pretty angry cow down there. So pretty fitting because the name of the place is Bocas del Toro, which is mouth of the bull.
Appropriate.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
But it's beautiful. It's an archipelago, and there's dozens of islands and incredible beaches. People were great. You can party if you want to party, or don't party if you don't want to party. You take water taxis everywhere. It's like $2 to go in between islands. It's a pretty special place.
Wow,
that's the thing. The quality of living down there and getting around, transportation and food and accommodations and stuff. It's so cheap to live, and it's such a good quality of life. It's good food. It's easy.
Yeah, there are a lot of expats down there. Just kind of like the same in Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan, Cabo, down in Puerto Escondido. In Morelia, there's little expat communities in all of these Latin countries, and especially down in Costa Rica. They love the expats down there because it's a whole different quality of life that you can have in these countries for a fraction of the cost of what you're paying to live in the U.S.
Yeah.
Have you looked at buying anything in Costa Rica? Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Have you looked at buying anything in Costa Rica? What's the limitations on Americans buying stuff down there?
I don't know what the limitations are. I think most of it is most of the people that I've talked to are doing cash deals down there. I have a buddy who just bought 2 acres pretty close to the beach down in Playa Negra. He just paid cash for it, and it's 2 acres right in a great area by a great surf spot. And he's having it all cleared, and he's going to build something there. And he's saying it's probably, fully fitted out. He's looking at about $120 a square foot. So you can get a really nice piece of land with a nice property on it for, again, like a fraction of what you're looking at in the States.
Yeah. That was so crazy because we had watched a video of a home for sale right built into a cliff in Zihuatanejo, right? This beautiful open concept, stunning, everything custom, indoor, outdoor showers, incredible, right? $7.5 million. Wow. Meanwhile, little tiny track home in California, right? no backyard, attached to your neighbors, $3.5 million.
Not on
like,
a cliff, no infinity pool.
No,
Yeah.
no pool at all, no backyard, no
Yeah.
view, no nothing, for half the price. And I thought, like, I don't know, man. I think that Zihuatanejo house is looking pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, you have to. You don't have all the same amenities that you have in the States, right? Like, there's some creature comforts that you just don't get down there, but you spend a little time down there and you realize you don't need those things anyway.
Exactly. It's such a trade-off. Well, so I'm curious to see like what your take on this too is, because it just feels like in the States everybody's so focused on career. Everything is career focused.
Yeah.
When you meet someone for the first time, it's, hey Justin, what do you do? Right?
Yeah.
And it's so interesting because we're so much more than the sum of our occupation. And it feels like when you travel more and you're more surrounded by people who live in a completely different pace or a different culture or a different appreciation of life, it's like we see outside those occupational lenses and people want to get to know who you are and not what you do. Have you found that with all your travels?
Yeah, I think I've definitely found that in most places I go to. And I don't know if that's a direct result of being maybe surrounded by people who are relatively like-minded, in that that's not like on the tip of your tongue the whole time. Like, what do you do? You're not always signing each other up in terms of career and occupation. But I think also in terms of local people, that their value system is different in that they value their it seems like they value their relationships so much more with like their family and their friends and their community. Community is so big in those areas. They don't really have the same kind of suburban aspirations that we have in the United States, right?
A lot of multi-generational homes.
Yeah, there's a lot of that, especially in the more impoverished areas. Now, I'm sure that you can get into some circles that are always kind of worried about who's making more money, or who's a lawyer, who's a doctor, or who's in business in the more metro areas. But you get into all these rural areas, it's not even really a factor.
I love walking the beach in Mexico because that seems to be just such a place for barbecues, and everybody's getting together and drinking and just, inviting each other over to the house for music and just hanging out. I mean, we must have had 6 or 8 barbecues just from hanging out and surfing and with friends and stuff at the beach. It's just a natural, just led back into, hanging out later. It doesn't happen a whole lot in Laguna Beach,
No, for sure. It's definitely a different vibe there compared to, say, like the East Cape, or going down to Zippers, and next thing you know, you're having drinks with the group next to you, or even going out to dinner with them, or you get invited back to their place, or everybody is just so open,
Yeah.
I want to adopt some of that siesta that happens over in Spain or in France, that like shut down in the middle of the afternoon for a couple hours.
Siesta's big everywhere where they speak Spanish. Siesta's huge.
Yeah. Like, how great is that, right? No, we close. We are closed at noon. Everybody's out for lunch, drinking wine, siesta. We'll see you back here in a few hours. That just feels like such a good move.
I love that too. I'm a big. Plus, when it's hot and humid in the middle of the day, you need a nap.
Yeah. Have you explored much of Europe?
Yeah, I've kind of been all over Europe too. It's been a while. Actually, I was just in Ireland a couple of weeks ago. That was a lot of fun.
No way. What took you out to Ireland?
Say that one more time.
What took you out to Ireland?
So
were you there for St. Patrick's Day?
No, I was there just before. So my girlfriend and I were actually planning on going down to Mexico to go scuba diving down in Cozumel and Playa del Carmen, do some cenote diving, and had another group of friends that were going down there for a couple of concerts. And at the last minute, the girlfriend's brother called her and said, "Hey, we're going to Ireland. Do you guys want to come?" I was like, "Well, I've never been to Ireland." She's like, "Let's go to Ireland." So we just kind of called an audible on that one and hopped on a flight, went over to Ireland for a week. And it was one of the best decisions I've made in the last 6 or 8 months, I think.
My mom was in Ireland, I think 5 years ago, and she loved it.
I was so impressed with how nice all the people were.
Yeah.
Also with the Guinness. I couldn't get enough of it.
It's a cultural thing.
Oh, it's such a cultural thing, and it's different everywhere, and everybody will tell you how it's different everywhere. And it's people were just like so welcoming, and there's music everywhere. So we flew into Dublin. I rented a car and drove across the country to Galway. In Galway, stayed there for a few days, and just all the pubs are full of music. And the music there, I was just amazed at how big a part of their culture it is. Yeah. And how some of these traditional songs in the bars, at least in these pubs, these songs bring everybody knows these songs, and the songs are rooted in their culture, and they were all brought up with these same songs, and it immediately brings everybody in the whole pub together. And it's like, wow, you're just partying and having the best time with your best friends.
That's so cool.
Yeah. I think the first night we got in, we were out at somewhere watching some music, and I probably said half a dozen times, I think this is the best night of my life.
Wow, that says a lot.
Yeah.
You've been a lot of places and done a lot of things. That's high recommendation.
Yeah. I think I have the best night of my life at least once a month, though. So
that's the way to live. Justin's doing it right.
Well, you do some epic road trips on your motorcycle. What's next on that bucket list?
Ooh, motorcycle trip. What is next, Ben? That's a good question. Oh, so I'm going out to Nashville for a little motorcycle and music festival in May. And then I'm trying to, my schedule at work is going to be changing pretty soon here. So it's going to be harder for me to get some extended time off, but I really want to ride. So I've ridden all the way around the country, the perimeter and back and forth a few times. And I love doing the big motorcycle trips, but I'm really wanting to do a trip up north to Alaska.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But it's going to take a little while. I'd like to set probably at least 10 days to 2 weeks at a minimum to do it. So I'm not sure if that'll happen this summer, but I'm sure I'll get some riding up the coast this summer.
Would that be all the way up and all the way back trip, or would you ride up and then fly back and then go up and get your bike later?
I'd probably ride up and fly back and then just ship my bike back.
Oh, okay.
I've done the ride out for like a week and then ride back for a week over the same area. I've done that a couple times.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to do that anymore.
Not the same.
Just rough.
It's like, okay, I've had some days riding when it's 30 degrees all day. Yeah. And I've done that. I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah, that's chilly.
Where's the nicest place you've ridden around the country? You said you went up through like Connecticut and across like Montana and all through Texas, all through there. What's your favorite place to ride?
Oh man, I think my favorite place to ride would probably be like North Carolina, Tennessee, Smokies and Blue Ridge Mountains.
Yeah,
are incredible. Pretty much anywhere in the mountains. I just did a ride back from Colorado, your old stomping grounds, and came over Cottonwood Pass down through Durango and up into Telluride. That was incredible. Through Monument Valley. We have one thing we've got here is, I swear it's got to be the best place in the world to do a road trip, especially on a motorcycle. Our infrastructure is lacking in some spots, but it has to be the best network in the world for doing something like that. And with the country being so big and so much to see, from deserts to forests to mountains, and you got lakes and rivers you can ride along for 20 miles. And I rode down to Key West once, and that was incredible. America has just got to be number one.
Would you ever get a sidecar for your motorcycle and take your girlfriend
100%.
Yeah, sweet.
100%.
Sweet.
My roommate in college and I always used to joke about getting one and just riding it around with like leather helmets on and goggles.
Yep.
So it's still a thing. I see it every time I see a motorcycle with a sidecar. I think to myself, God, I got to get one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Stacey's all about that.
Yeah. I think I said 2 days ago that I'm like, don't be surprised if I get a leather helmet and some goggles and a scarf flying behind me.
I think we just started the Mach 10 motorcycle gang.
Yes, absolutely. The Mach
How
10
have we not thought of that?
This is brainstorm.
of all things, that should have been first. I don't know why I missed that.
It's all happening. Is somebody taking notes?
Yeah, I am.
I love it.
Well, I was sad I couldn't take the motorcycle across to the mainland from Cabo to the mainland. I was really looking forward to ripping around like Mexico City and down to Oaxaca and just like using that like the truck as a platform to just roll into town, park the truck, and then just take the motorcycle for a day or two wherever I was at. I think that sounds like a blast.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and your motorcycle trip around Italy sounds just insane.
Buckets, right?
That was a really fun place to explore on a motorcycle. Tuscany, all that wine country. It's like riding around Santa Rosa, but with it seems like 10,000 years of more history.
Way more better.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go to that Isle of Man TT, the Isle of Man motorcycle race.
Me too.
And rent a motorcycle in Ireland and do a loop around Ireland. That'd be a lot of fun.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
Well, was it called the Irish or the Dublin 300? There's a 300-mile race a week before the Isle of Man in Ireland.
That's really? Is it that close?
Or 2 weeks maybe, but it's kind of the primer to Isle of Man. All the guys that race in Isle of Man kind of get ready and ramped up on that. That'd be fun to do too, like hit one and then the other.
Yeah, that's definitely a bucket list trip for me.
Yeah. Where else in Europe have you been?
Got all over Western Europe, and I haven't been up to Scandinavia yet, but done a few trips to Spain and a few trips down to Greece. Spent a little bit of time in Czech Republic and Hungary and France, of course. Some time in Italy too. I think Spain's probably my favorite over there.
Where do you like in Spain? What's your favorite spot there?
The Basque Country, so up in the north near San Sebastian.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Because of what? What aspect stood out?
I think the food and also the Pyrenees, the mountains there are just beautiful. And then they have the Rioja wine country there. It's just really incredible how that all worked with all the little small vineyards being kind of co-ops and these communities of farmers kind of pooling all their grapes in order to make this delicious wine. Also, there's surf there.
There it is.
Yeah.
And the surf.
Yeah.
I just finished reading a book about World War II. And one of the routes to get fallen airmen that were shot down in France back into Spain and to get them back to the consulate, to get them to the States or to Europe or back to London was through the Pyrenees Mountains. So I think that would be fascinating to see.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a beautiful area.
Yeah.
They drink their apple cider over there too, and they pour it from way up high. So they hold this bottle of apple cider way up high and pour it. And it's like a competition at dinner, who can pour the high.
Gosh, what a fantastic priority.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Apple
so that
cider.
helps.
Okay.
And so you're writing some music too. What's going on with the music? He plays guitar, he sings. You were writing some music too. What's going on with that?
I wouldn't really call it writing music, but I do have songs floating around in my head all the time. And if you get enough of that cider in me, I'll sing you a song for sure.
Hopefully, now it's going to be like an Irish, like a chant or something. That'd be
like
awesome.
a jig, something you could dance a jig to.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, I might have to grab a case of beer and stop by the Guitar Center if we don't find a bar and a guitar somewhere. We'll stop by the Guitar Center.
Yeah, sign me up.
Well, Ben's got his drums. I've got a piano. You got your guitar. We'll just form a Mach 10 band at the same time.
We got Mach 10 motorcycle gang, Mach 10 rock and roll group. I feel like there's nothing we can't do.
Facts.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That is for sure. That's
kind of our motto.
Our motto, absolutely. There's nothing we can't do. Everything is just add it to the list. Let's do that now too. And mostly because it's fun and we like to do cool shit.
Yeah, a wise woman once told me, "Fun is the best."
Fun is the
That
best.
is,
Yeah.
Why?
that is the greatest bumper sticker. We're gonna do 2 shirts now. One that says "Don't be a dick," and the other says "Fun is the best."
Whole clothing line.
Yeah,
I like where this is going.
bumper stickers, just bumper sticker T-shirts.
Yeah. Love that.
Awesome. Well, Justin, thank you for being our guest tonight. We're almost at an hour total
Wow,
time.
God, time flies when you're just talking about fun stuff with fun
It
people.
does. It does. Fun stuff, fun people. This is what we love. Thank you for being our first guest. If people wanted, I'm presuming that in the future a lot of people are going to be watching this. So if people wanted to keep up with you and your adventures, where could they find you? Are you on social media or anything like that?
Oh no, I don't have any social media. I'm kind of incognito out there.
You both are. You guys are mystery ninjas.
Floating
Yeah,
around.
that's right.
That's
You gotta just look for the mustache.
Look for the mustache. Oh my gosh. Also a T-shirt.
Yo, thanks
Guy
for having
on
me
a
on. This was
motorcycle.
fun.
A guy on a motorcycle and a mustache or a surfboard. 50% chance it's you.
Yes, 50%. 100% chance if you go and introduce yourself, you're gonna have a fun conversation.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. For sure. If this is any indication, it's going to be awesome.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for having me on. This was fun.
Yeah.
Thanks, Justin. We'll do it again.
There's rumor also that a mustache gets you out of tickets, speeding tickets.
Whoa,
yes.
whoa.
I just heard
definitely helps.
Maybe there was, maybe a story about getting that.
Yeah, it's the brotherhood.
There's a
Long
secret brotherhood. Oh,
Hang on.
With
Hang on.
long motorcycle trips lend themselves to lots of encounters with police officers. And I think I'm 9 out of 10. I'm like 90% of getting away with a warning. As soon as I take the helmet off.
Okay.
All you need is a mustache.
This
like
doesn't seem fair. I'm out.
It's like
I'm
a
out.
nod and a wink. Nod and a wink.
It's like a if you know moment, right? Like, oh,
Yeah.
nice mustache, man. You go right ahead. Just maybe slow down a little bit.
Yeah. Just take it easy, son.
I've never had a warning from a ticket ever. It's always been like, here's your ticket. Have a great day.
Really?
Yeah. I've never gotten away with one. Not one time.
Wow.
You're not trying hard enough.
Apparently.
Were there tears? Were there tears involved?
Well, no, because I knew what I did wrong. So it's mostly like,
an upstanding citizen.
Just please don't write down that it was criminal speeding, because
Yes.
sometimes it's aggressive. I was doing a drive home with my nephew in November. We went to Disneyland. I swear to you, I was cooking at like 110 for like a solid stretch home. And then saw the state troopers or whoever they were in those big dirt medians, and I thought, oh no. But I was following a rabbit. I had a guy in front of me who was coasting way faster than I was. I'm like, cool, they're gonna pull someone over. It's not gonna be me. Well, it doesn't help if there are more than one officer waiting to grab people.
Oh, so they got you both.
We both got pulled over. And he's like, do you have any idea how fast you were going? And I was like, 80.
110. That's coming in pretty hot.
It was coming in real hot, but I was going.
It's like Autobahn speeds.
I mean, a little bit, but like, we just wanted to get home. And Brody, my nephew, who I adore, he's 14 at the time. He gets on Snapchat and he's like, "Oh, Snarf just got pulled over." He's snapping it to all of his friends, and I got a ticket for going. I think he clocked me at like 85 on the ticket.
Okay, well, I'm gonna call that getting off.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
110 85.
I think he did you a good salt. I think it did you a good salt. Not a home run, but you got a solid triple out of that one.
It's true. And then he told me to look for it in the mail 30 days later. It did not come 30 days later. It came like 3.5 months later. Because I thought for a long time, like maybe it got lost in the mail somewhere. Like maybe he really did give me a solid, but no, it showed up and I paid it.
Had your hopes up.
I really did. I did. And then they were shattered. But I wasn't going to go back to California for that court date or whatever they wanted me to do. So I just paid the ticket.
Good call.
Oops. I learned cruise control is my friend.
Yeah, see, there's a lesson in every whoops.
Oops. But I mean, I wasn't going to fight him. I wasn't going to be like, no, sir, why did you pull me over? I had no idea. Meanwhile, like a bead of sweat is dripping down my face. Like, oh, please don't arrest me.
Just white knuckled on the steering wheel.
I know it was fast. I was maybe being a little too cocky. It's okay. I'm okay with it.
Well, I'm glad you still have your license.
Me too. Me too. But before that, I hadn't had a ticket in years, like 10 years or more. So I feel like it was probably due.
Yeah, people that don't have any tickets, whenever somebody tells me, oh, I've never had a ticket, I always look at them like,
You're doing it wrong.
What kind of skeletons do you have in your closet, though?
No, I had a stretch there where I got pulled over a lot. So I thought it's just cheaper if I start to obey the speed limit a little bit more.
Multiple ways.
It's true. It's very true.
Well, welcome to the Mach 10 motorcycle gang where we go the speed limit.
That is not true. That is not true. I've watched that speedometer go up and up, 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 up. I'm like, okay, cool. Just hold on a little tighter. We got this.
That's the key.
It's fun that we were cruising around in Mexico, though, and I have to tell you, it was like warm. I had the body armor on. I'm like super comfortable. The weather's just right, and I start to fall asleep. Like I start to get like the anvil eyes on the back of the bike, and I'm holding on. And so I start to panic because I'm not in a car. I can't just like fall asleep against the window. So I think, oh shit, what do I do? So I started singing in my helmet to keep me awake. And the only song I could think of was Sir Mix-a-Lot's Baby Got Back.
Whatever it takes.
Because I know it from start to finish, right? So, and it's not like sappy. It's not going to lull me to sleep. So I was like, like, ladies, ladies, you want to roll my Mercedes? Just singing the whole song out loud to myself was the only way I could stay awake.
Yeah, nobody's ever used that song in lieu of counting sheep, I don't think.
Never. Nobody's going to sleep tonight going, oh my God, Becky.
Oh, you got me cracking up. That's funny.
The only way, and it worked. It worked like a charm. So if you're ever in the same situation where you're falling asleep on the back of a bike or on a bike at all, Baby Got Back, we'll keep you up.
Perfect.
This is why I need a sidecar, because I can just like drop my head and cruise.
Yeah.
That's the ideal right there. Or you could sing Baby Got Back to you, whoever's driving.
Facts.
Yeah.
Fortunately, there was no mic between helmets. So I wasn't also singing to anybody else. It was just to me.
Oh, thank God.
I don't know. It could have been really entertaining, but it worked. It absolutely worked.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like you had a great time down there.
I had a great time. I needed a Mach 10 energy drink to keep me awake is what I needed.
I just had one of those delicious beverages this morning.
Product placement.
Look, there's even a motorcycle on it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to take him to the Top Gun bar down in San Diego.
I'm into that.
I mean,
have you been to that one?
Right itself.
The bar in San Diego?
It was a long time. Yeah, down by Lindbergh, right?
Yeah. Well, it's right by the convention center and the baseball stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Super a long time ago, though. I went to college down there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, where'd you go?
State, right? Yeah. Okay.
Wait, where did you go? I missed that.
UCSD.
Oh, nice. Okay.
A lifetime ago.
Were you whipping motorcycles in college?
No, thank goodness. I probably would have killed myself.
San Diego's a rough town to ride motorcycles into. It's a little bit more dangerous.
Yeah. San Diego and LA both.
And you lane split all the time in LA, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Reckless.
Yeah, every time I go to LAX, I feel like, oh, maybe today's the day.
Yeah. I've had those moments as well.
Yeah.
Not traffic, but yeah, there's a trade-off.
Not ideal, but anything to save like 15 minutes.
15 minutes, kind of worth it in that traffic, especially if you guys are getting home late and you just want to get home.
Yeah.
I can only imagine. I went to the NCAA tournament years ago, and it was because it was here in Arizona, the first 2 rounds, and San Diego State was playing, and I just remember like, because I'm a Wildcat, so I'm a U of A girl. Rest in peace, this tournament. Sad days.
I'm sorry for you.
Thank you, me too. It was bad. It was a bad night. I was just so disappointed. Anywho, but San Diego State was playing San Diego State, USD. Is that right? Anyway, but they did like the whole "I believe that we will win" chant. Oh my gosh, I got so into it. That was so much fun. That whole place was jumping up and down. I was like, I can do this. Like, this is a blast.
They've got some good fans. A lot of my best buddies went to San Diego State, and they're huge Aztec fans.
Huge. And I remember just like watching the guy like walk around like as an Aztec. I was like, what a cool job as your mascot, right? Like, you're not in like a big, like a badger helmet. You're not in a wildcat helmet. Like, you're the Aztec.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
I think he's probably got the top mascot job.
That USC Trojan takes himself pretty seriously.
Yeah, that's a good one too. I'd like to see them in like a celebrity death match.
The Aztec versus the Trojan.
Yeah.
Well, then I take the Florida State guy with the flaming spear on the horse.
Oh yeah.
We got like we're gonna have a whole gladiator arena full of them here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Then you
throw
just
Wolverine in there and you're good to go.
Get the Stanford Cardinal in there for fun because he's a tree. Just a tree jumping around with everybody else. That'd be pretty sick. Get a turtle from Maryland.
Yeah, you really know your mascots.
Oh, I have an affinity for college fight songs, so I'm a fan. NCAA's got me all the way.
Wow. So, what's your favorite one? Because I'm going to look it up later.
Favorite fight song?
Yeah.
Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech fight song. Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's
I'll
like
look that up
listening. It's like listening to a country song. It's got like it's a whole verse and a whole story.
We might have to close out our next show with the fight song, with the Georgia Tech fight song. That'd be a dope way to close out a broadcast.
Playing the Rambling Wreck from Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
It's fun to kind of get
one of the two.
Get the whole thing going. Have your intro song and then a nice different fight song every week.
Oh, yeah.
The fight song of our guest. I'm sorry we didn't think ahead of that. Think that ahead, Justin. We would have played the fight song for you.
I'm just happy I can be here to help.
I know you already gave us Mach 10 Motorcycle Gang.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect.
That's fantastic.
My shirt in the mail.
I am shocked that we haven't thought of that yet. Shocked. We'll have our own version of Sturgis before you know it.
I will attend.
Justin will be there.
You'll be a platinum member. You'll be like an honor. Like an OG? What are they? A charter member.
Okay.
OG.
Also, a charter feels fitting for a motorcycle.
I'm into it. Sign me up.
Done. We'll add it to the list. All right, guys, I think we're going to wrap this up. We're over an hour. That's a long time for people to be watching. But if anybody in the future is watching this, thank you for watching our inaugural conversation on Mach 10 Radio.
Yep. Thanks, Justin.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's good to talk to you both.
All right. You too.
See ya.
How fun is that?
Cool. You hit the pause?
No, we're still live. We just kicked Justin out for now. I figured we'd give a proper wrap up. Get those coughs in. That was so fun. This is exactly what we want this platform for. We want to bring cool people on that have cool stories and do cool things and just continue to encourage people to go Mach 10 in their own lives.
Yeah, I like the fight song idea. We're going to have to get their college fight song. We'll play it for them and introduce them with their college fight song. That's a great idea.
It's such a good idea. I probably know half of them.
Love it.
We all have our weird talents. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and end this broadcast. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next episode.
Bye.